Know your genotype here. So most of you that don't know, go and meet your parents and tell them you want to have a genotype test. So can you see somebody and you know the person has sickle cell?
No.
How do they behave? What if you meet the person and he doesn't have crisis? Can you know he has sickle cell? Okay, so they've not met people with sickle cell before.
Okay.
So maybe they should meet one.
Sure, I'm here.
Let's welcome her with a clap.
So do you have any question?
Do you have anything you want to ask her? Okay, somebody wants to ask from the back.
Ma, here. Exactly. He asked you a question. How can you tell someone has sickle cell? Some people here said yes, while some here said no. I'm here. Can you tell I have? Exactly.
Yes, who wants to ask questions?
No, I'm the only one.
Tell us what she's asking.
She wants to know if there is anyone else in my family that has. It's just me. Just me. No, it's just me. They are both careers. They are both careers and I... Okay, who else?
Okay. Yeah, you ask and then we'll come to you.
How does it look like when you are in crisis?
Maybe you need to hit your head on the wall. Maybe that pain for that 1 second. Imagine someone going through it for hours. You understand? How did they survive?
Okay, somebody here is asking how she survives.
Okay. Well, I take good care of myself. You know, there are things that trigger the crisis. You see cold, you see stress. I avoid stress. I always cover myself. Okay, right now it's because I'm feeling heat, that's why I'm not wearing a sweater. And I don't need to get too cold, I don't need to get too hot. I understand my system and I control it.
Okay, see somebody. Ask.
How did the Cell.2 affect?
Okay, tell us what she's asking.
Okay, she said, how did I get it?
How did it affect?
Let me answer her question first. Okay, my parents, they are both careers.
That's yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Yes, that's the sickle cell. Take care of myself.
Okay, so let's listen, right? If it is raining and you run into the rain, will you fall sick? If you see a car on the road and you run and enter the road, can the car hit you? Yes. So the question now is, just like sickle cell patients fall sick, can you also fall sick?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Anybody can fall sick.
Yes.
So, Do you? Okay. So as at 2020, are you listening to me? Yes, sir. As at 2020, the oldest person living with sickle cell in the world died at the age of 95. 95, somebody said only. Okay, so sickle cell patients don't have an age limit to die. We have had people that have died before 25 and they didn't have sickle cell. And we've had people with sickle cell that have died at the age of 60. Can you guess his age? No. 29. 47. 46. Okay, one house. Oh yeah. Can you guess my age? 44. 34. 50. Okay, let's listen up. If I told you he's older than me, will you believe me? He's older than me. And let me tell you why you don't believe. Because sometimes sickle cell or sickle cell trait can affect the person's growth. So there are people that will look 50. They have sickle cell, but they look younger.
Unlike some others, I am sickle. In my defense, I am special. The lankiness and smallness to my age. Oh, I always explain. I have watched the cold center of death pass me by each time without reason. Sometimes I wish it makes a quick stop at my door. Episodes I had so tough as the burnt skin of a bull, yet holding on to unseen hope and fate as minute as a tough. I am Sickle. I introduce to you my best friend, Mr. Pain. As it visits, it strikes a thunderbolt, whipping every bone in my flesh, lashing angrily, mercilessly, without contrition. They say some pills would kill my friend. What a murder to commit. Yet it lives, just like the cat with 9 lives. And when it comes visiting again, it bears gift of excruciating, undescribable torture, throbbing viciously, making a path of many returns. I have watched the worried looks on the faces of the people close to me, the sleepless times I inflict with my cries at night, the ups and downs to building of 4 walls with generic smell of saturated alcohol, the pricks of needles into my vein. That's a roller coaster with a track. The long nights dragging like they never end, wishing silently darkness engulfs me into continuous sleep. You see, nature gave me no option. I fight a battle beyond the ice to survive in a hole with my back up straight, my legs carrying my weight, my hand free of needle scars, my eyes seeing in the dark, my voice loud enough, my heart beating as it should. I intend. So this is for those fighting like me, a war I must win with hope and faith. I shall survive, pull through, live my dreams. Though sickle, I am special. Alive and fruitful. The battle with no swords, a warrior, I shall emerge with hope and faith as minute as the turf. I win.
of us have genes in our body, right? For somebody that doesn't have sickle cell, his genes grow up, they regrow after how many days? Who can guess? 5 days. 2 days. And you are alive? 15 years.
3. 1 year.
Okay, a person without sickle cell, his genes grow up every 120 days. Every 120 days. But someone that has sickle cell, his genes grow up every 10 to 20 days. Because the sickle cell fights all the time, so the cells die and grow. That's one of the reasons they have crisis. Right? So the other thing I want you to know is that in the whole world, we have, Nigeria has the more population of sickle cell. In US, there are 110,000. In the whole of US, 110,000 people living with sickle cell or are AS. AS are what? Carriers. Carriers, right? In the whole of UK, there are 25,000 people living with sickle cell or are carriers. In Nigeria, can you guess? 1 million. How many are we in Nigeria? Okay, who said 1 million? 1 million. Who else? 1 million. You wanted to say 1 million? 1 million. 1 million. 2 million. 1 million.
1 billion.
1,000 people with sickle cell in the whole of Nigeria.
1 billion.
Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. In the whole of Nigeria, there are 57 million people who have sickle cell or are carriers. How did I know? Okay. This question she asked is a very intelligent question. Always question the sources where people are getting information. So she said, how did I know? There is a census at the Sickle Cell Foundation of Nigeria, and numerous people have been attended to with sickle cell. So in just currently, I have up to 48 people living with sickle cell. So if I have 48 and I know you have 52, if you put 48 and 52 together, that's what? 100. 100. So if you keep adding the number like that, you know, so imagine you know 4 people in your area, there are 4 people in Tudunwada, there are 4, you know, so you put the number together. So that data was collected by Sickle Cell Foundation of Nigeria. But aside that, we know that by registration, the children that have been given birth to in Nigeria with sickle cell are being given birth to every year is 100 and what? Who can guess? 100 and what? 15. 150,000 that are giving birth to sickle cell a year. And most of them die before their 5th birthday because of what? Infection. So we mostly have up to 120,000 that will die out of 150,000. But in the whole world, it's 350,000 children on record that are giving birth to sickle cell every year. So if you want to marry, would you want to have another person suffer?
No.
So try to know your genotype, and when you want to start any friendship or relationship with anybody, ask about the genotype. Don't go and eat pizza. Don't eat shawarma and forget Uncle Jerry, my Senior Jerry. Talk. When we grow up, right? So, when you see people with sickle cell, don't stigmatize them and try as much as possible to know about it. Read about it so that you don't jump into what? Conclusion. Right? Have you learned anything today?
Yes, sir.
Have you learned anything today?
Yes, sir.
What have you learned? Okay. You learned that anybody can get sick anytime. You want to tell me what you learned? You didn't learn anything. You are thinking of what you learned. You didn't learn that you should know your genotype. Oh, you are putting it together. Okay. Right? So you say, where am I getting? Okay. Exactly, so try to help them. Okay, you want to tell me now?
I learned that we should not stigmatize people.
That's very correct.
Unlike some others, I am sickle. In my defense, I am special. The lankiness and smallness to my age. Oh, I always explain. I have watched the cold center of death pass me by each time without reason. Sometimes I wish it makes a quick stop at my door. Episodes I had so tough as the burnt skin of a bull, yet holding on to unseen hope and fate as minute as a tough. I am Sickle. I introduce to you my best friend, Mr. Pain. As it visits, it strikes a thunderbolt, whipping every bone in my flesh, lashing angrily, mercilessly, without contrition. They say some pills would kill my friend. What a murder to commit. Yet it lives, just like the cat with 9 lives. And when it comes visiting again, it bears gift of excruciating, undescribable torture, throbbing viciously, making a path of many returns. I have watched the worried looks on the faces of the people close to me, the sleepless times I inflict with my cries at night, the ups and downs to building of 4 walls with generic smell of saturated alcohol, the pricks of needles into my vein. That's a roller coaster with a track. The long nights dragging like they never end, wishing silently darkness engulfs me into continuous sleep. You see, nature gave me no option. I fight a battle beyond the ice to survive in a hole with my back up straight, my legs carrying my weight, my hand free of needle scars, my eyes seeing in the dark, my voice loud enough, my heart beating as it should. I intend. So this is for those fighting like me, a war I must win with hope and faith. I shall survive, pull through, live my dreams. Though sickle, I am special. Alive and fruitful. The battle with no swords, a warrior, I shall emerge with hope and faith as minute as the turf. I win.
SS, and she has this boyfriend, SS. Like, this love, no get party. Like, they are ready to take every risk. So, then I found out that they said they'll get married. But on one note, they're going to adopt. So could that be another way of SS marrying one another? So far they want to adopt. Can they still take that risk?
Have we seen people that jump from airplane down? No! Have you ever seen it? There are people that take that risk. Now, the whole thing is, it means, are you listening? The whole thing is, it means that this person that has sickle cell and this person that has sickle cell coming together, they will have to be, there are times when two of them can be in crisis at the same time. Who will not take care of who? And even if they decide they want to adopt children, at the end of the day, you can have children that will need to go to school and you might need to be taking care of yourself as well. That's the more reason why we advise that you shouldn't even consider it. Because it's different when a woman feels she has tried and she has not been able to get pregnant. And then you know you are avoiding pregnancy. Psychologically, it can have a toll on the person. But if people decide they want to go down that lane, you didn't create them now. And you didn't dash them life. It is when you employ somebody that you can sack him, right? So that's it. CC, SO, SC, AS, SS, and AC. The genotype they are supposed to marry is AA. Is AA. If you are SC and you marry CC, you are automatically going to have sickle cell children. If you are SO and you marry SC or CC, you are automatically going to have sickle cell children. If you are SS and you marry SO or CC, you will have sickle cell children. So, do you think sickle cell selects which number to have in the family?
Yes.
If you marry, if somebody is AS and he marries AS, he can have 4 sickle cell children, or he can have 4 AA children, but it is 25% chance. So don't gamble with the life of your children, right? Would you have liked it if your parents got married and you came out with sickle cell? No. It's a type of genotype. They didn't break it down into a meaning. You just need to know that when you test somebody's blood, it will show you on the strip that there is A and there is S. So it is code for those genes. It's genes. There are up to 400 genes, but the ones we have here is the ones we're worried about.
Sir, I'm a bit confused about his own genotype. He said it's reflecting A at the same time, still showing S. Does it mean that it fluctuates?
No. You didn't get what he meant. The genotype is AA, right? But if you quantify the genotype on the band of measurement, there is a way you're supposed to measure the A in somebody's system. So his own A might be reading 35% as against 100. But this is what happens. Let me explain in clear English so that you understand. Sickle cell is a disorder. We normally use 100 notes to example. In 100 notes, sickle cell will take number 4 to 59. Take number 100 to 32. What is it doing? It's rearranging them. So that's where the disorder comes. At a point, instead of all the cells to be like this, it shifts. So the person will not have crisis because the cells are not together. In his own case, which is thalassemia, inside 100, instead of rearranging the cells, it wipes from 40 to 100. So that space becomes empty. That's what causes the sickle cell. So it can be from 1 to 100. It can be from 30 to 100. Because there are different types of thalassemia. There are up to 4. But in this case, his own falls under one of the range. And it can affect a sickle cell patient too. So it will not be like the person has sickle cell twice.
I can ask this question about the blood group. Like people that are warriors, do they have a particular blood group, or strictly like they are like normal people that have normal blood group?
Okay, are we listening?
Yeah.
People that have sickle cell, do they have 2 eyes?
No. Yes. Yes.
They also have hair, right?
Yes.
So they have everything we have but the genes.
Yes.
So their blood group is O positive, O negative. We have them like that. But when they need transfusion, some of them have rare blood groups, like any one of us, and they need somebody with that rare blood type to give them. So lastly, what's the cure for sickle cell? Does it have a cure?
No.
Does it have a cure?
No.
Does it have a cure?
Yes.
Who said yes? Oh, why do you think it has a cure?
Sir,
What is the cure?
take your drugs.
You take your drugs regularly and it will disappear. Okay. Okay, so sickle cell has a cure, but there is only one known cure for sickle cell. They call it bone marrow transplant. Who has heard of it before? Bone marrow. How is it done? Now, listen to me. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Madam, are you listening? You people there. Okay, so bone marrow transplant is done in accordance with a family member, most especially a sibling, either his brother or her brother or the sister. But you can have 4 brothers in one family and they will not match as bone marrow donors. It has to match before you can donate the bone marrow. And this is what happens. They go to take the A cell in the brother's body or the sister's body and then take out one S cell from the sickle cell patient and replace it with A. So the person now has AS. But it is very expensive. It is up to 110 million. I'm not a medical doctor. I have only been around sickle cell patients and I have worked with them and I have been putting out information about sickle cell that I learned from doctors and nurses and the ones I read on my own. That's how I came to know a lot about sickle cell. And you can know it too. So that even if you are AA and you want to marry somebody that is SS, you can take care of the person. It's not just about AS, not marry AS. You can be AA and you marry sickle cell patient and you can have a happy family. But you need to also be able to take care of.
So like if the person has not do tests to know his genotype, are there symptoms?
Yes. There are symptoms to sickle cell. It's either the person has yellow eyes. I'm not saying if you see anybody with yellow eyes, you should say it's sickle cell. It's either the person, because hepatitis 2 has that trait. You can have yellow eyes, or some of them that have gotten to where sickle cell has eaten deep in their body. That's why I talked about phenotype. Phenotype is the way the person reacts. So if the person has fallen sick above normal, or the person is reacting to certain things, food or injection or infection, then the person should check for sickle cell. But you can't see somebody facially and know the person has sickle cell. That's stigmatization. Okay.
Does a sickle cell patient slumps?
Yes, anybody can slump. Can't you slump? If you are dizzy, can you slump?
Yes.
If you are weak, can you slump?
Yes.
Can anybody be on a hospital bed and take drip?
No. Yes.
So it's not just sickle cell. Anybody can have that situation. You can slump, and you can slump as a result of weakness of the body, or there is no much blood in your body, or you are reacting to something, or fever. It's not just sickle cell. So I'm glad you have learned something today. Hope you will tell another person, right? Yes.